size for 2 buildings and 2 entities becoming 1 entity. With that, though, we're constructing a health village, okay, which will be an outpatient, which will have different tenant organizations within that, and that also has an opportunity for job creation, okay, on the
Okay,
health
so-
village on the Broadway campus. Those plans are being fleshed out as we speak. We don't have firm plans for that at this point.
And that would be how far out to the future
That's
projection?
approximately 2024 to 2025.
Dr. D?
So 5 years out.
No, it's just, so there sounds like when you merge, there's always redundancy in certain, operating services. So you guys probably have some estimation on percentage of employees that are redundant right now?
So, before DOH gave the final approval on the CON over at Mary's Avenue, we had to submit a financial plan. So in 2018, we had 1,260 FTEs, and the plan was, by the time we're consolidated and move in, we'd be down to 1,022.
What was on the original pilot program as far as?
720.
726.
Okay, so you're
Well,
where you need to be. There may be a small cost involved with some new documentation or whatever, but I wish every one of them was this easy as far as that goes. So, any other questions from the board? Danny?
So just gonna commit to the end of the third quarter,
Yeah.
right, of 2021? Okay, great.
Sure. How long is the pilot go? How much longer?
They don't have a pilot, they had a bond.
It's November 1st, 2021.
Yeah, I think it's next year, yeah.
The bond expires next year.
Yeah.
There were no New York State, there are no New York State benefits here other than, actually not even the mortgage recording tax, because it's a hospital, they're already exempt from the mortgage recording tax. They're already exempt from sales tax, they're already exempt from real property tax.
You folks have everything you need from us? Happy?
Thank you for
Good
your
stuff.
support very much.
Thank you for waiting.
Thank you very much. Have a good day. Nice to meet you.
Thank you.
All right, we now have Holiday Inn Express. Do we have anyone here from Holiday Inn Express? Good morning, how are you?
Good. How are you?
Can you shut that door over there? Shut that door.
You got it.
Okay, could you introduce yourselves, please?
Sure. My name is Amit Shah. I'm one of the owner at the Holiday Inn Express. It's my associate and GM of the property, Lara Hart. And we are here for the deficiency in our full-time employees.
Rose?
So they had committed to 27 jobs overall, and they were at 73% of their promise as opposed to the 80 that we normally allow.
I can explain that.
I'm sure you're gonna give it a shot. I'm all ears.
So I'm director of sales as well as general manager. Comfortably for 101 property, and I've been in the hospitality industry since I was like 15. So it would be 6 to 8 full-timers and then 10 to 20 part-timers depending on season, since we are seasonal. May through November, typically weekends we sell out. During the week we have corporate business. I've tried Indeed ads, I've tried job fairs, I've tried referrals.
Try New York State unemployment?
I did reach out to them year 2, I believe.
That's right.
Because I spoke with you.
Mhm.
I onboard people, they don't show up.
You think maybe you folks overstated the amount of jobs you thought you could provide?
In the beginning, yes, so that was,
How long have
application
you
was
been in the
done.
hospitality business?
Me, myself. in
Your
the-
group?
I'm sorry, sir?
Your group, you, whoever else is involved with you?
Owner.
Since 2002, sir.
Okay, so we're
But there was-
talking X amount of years, you would think you'd have a pretty good handle on that, wouldn't you?
Yes, at the same time, every area is different.
Because I could tell you, if you pick, it's not that different because there's a shortage of hotel rooms in this area for Northern Dutchess and Ulster counties. And we continually get inundated with requests, whether it's the film commission that says, you know, you need rooms for these people or not. And look, I'm certainly not making any less of where you're coming from, but I find it difficult to believe that you can't find 6 or 7 people to work there.
I honestly, this morning alone, I did, and this is normal, non-COVID, I worked breakfast, front desk, GM, director of revenue, director of sales. So I understand where you're coming from, but I personally haven't had a day off. And it's exhausting. I would love to
I
employ.
mean, Rose.
Yes.
You don't have to get a day
Well,
off.
that's why I would love to employ local employees. I'm asking and begging, and I see I can't pay people $90,000. I
Well,
wish.
So you're looking at you're talking about jobs with a certain skill set?
No, I take unexperienced as well, and I'm willing to train. I went to college for this. I mean, anybody with any sort of personality, I can teach you this.
I'm out, I'm retiring soon, but no person.
No, but I'm being transparent and honest. I wish that I wasn't in the situation of working 8 jobs a day because my family hates me. So
So at the same time, when we hire people, they do come in. If they, if they're willing to come, first of all, they do come in. We train them, and they don't show up after the fact.
yep. No
So
call,
we
no
spend
show.
money,
I can
time,
totally
effort,
sympathize.
everything.
I can totally
Thank
sympathize.
you.
You guys are going through 100%.
It's the same
We're
industry.
struggling all
And at
over
the same
place.
time, after we started our project, Residence Inn was built, Holden Express in Saugerties was built. So our pie, actually our total revenue got actually divided. And we are scrambling, actually we are fighting for the rooms to get our hotels to fill. We are fighting right now. We are actually the hardest hit industry right now.
If you
And-
built another facility in Saugerties, where do you think you were getting the people to work there?
No, we aren't the same owners.
Oh, I'm sorry, I thought that's.
It's
No, no,
okay,
they're not.
that's Bipin Patel, and he had the flag before us.
Exactly, he just pocketed the
We're
flag.
gonna go around the board, I'm sure they have questions. Faye?
Sure, yeah.
Skip me for a minute.
Rick?
What's the occupancy been like the last 6-7 months?
The occupancy, we had the best first quarter. I had Werewolves Within from the Film Commission. I'm super grateful. We sold out March 10th, and as you know, that's when COVID, they had to wrap up. They were out by March 17th. Their expectant departure was like April. So from March 17th, we saw a decline. In April, he hates me because of the numbers, it was no good. We had to deny people from New York City. It was only essential workers, no leisure business, because we wanted to do the best for our community. Even though I wanted revenue for our business, but I wasn't going to infect Ulster County, and that's exactly what everyone did, is come up, or tried to come up from New York City.
So what are the rules now? Can you?
We can accept, I have a little issue with that. Every traveler is supposed to be quarantining right now, or in quarantine, but I can't enforce that. I'm not a police officer, so.
So what's your occupancy like?
Right now, last week it was like 70%, we sold out last weekend. Now we're hovering between 30 to 50. So we're getting there. I can't find employees, and I don't know where to go with that. I'd love to be, I'm actually.
Has it been that way since you opened?
Pretty much hospitality is this way, and Mr. Shaw actually wants me to become area director, and I can't even, he owns another property in Tonawanda, I can't even give my time to another property when I can't step away from the front desk and breakfast.
Right.
So it's personally frustrating for me, but.
And at the same time, sir, I know this is personal, but at the same time, the school started for her kids. And actually, she had to scramble back and forth from her house because they cannot log in. Their mom has to be there. Dad cannot help or whatever reason,
Yeah.
so,
Can you provide us, proof, I'll say?
No, yeah.
That you've been actively pursuing
Yes.
employees, whether it's
Yeah.
through the internet, through the newspaper?
Yep.
that
Indeed,
was-
I have 4 posts right now. Yeah.
Just, you need to
Yeah.
provide it to us.
Absolutely.
that's all.
Are you paying good rates to your employees?
We are paying above, because I did a market wage. We do pay above the other hotels, and I was also trying to create a position of manager in training. So taking anyone and, giving them the tools to become a manager in the future, so I'm able to grow with the company.
So when you say above market wage, what are you saying?
Well, minimum wage is what, $11.80 right now. I called the other hotels. We at least pay $1 or so or more. So it's $13 to $15. The housekeeping gets tips.
Do you feel that because people were getting the unemployment, they weren't coming in?
Absolutely,
Oh, yes,
100.
guaranteed.
I'm fighting with them right now, and I feel bad, but I also wasn't able to sit home, you know, and that's,
Yeah,
Guaranteed.
no, it's true.
yeah. So next year, we're gonna be in the same
And do
situation.
you
Michael?
get any kind of benefits?
Full-time employees do get benefits, we get employee rates also.
How
So-
many openings do you have for full-time?
Honestly, right now, most of our people are full-time, but in hotel, because of occupancy, it's really hard to say you're full-time, you're part-time, you're working 3 days, so this 3-dayer might work 7 next week if they're able
So if I
to.
was to ask you on paper right now, how many full-time do you have? How many do you have?
Full-time?
Yeah.
How many people do we have, or am I looking for, sorry?
How many people
Oh,
do
your
you- are you
FTE,
paying
your X
full-time?
amount of hours worked.
12 right now.
Well,
I have 18 employees right now, and I have a couple of girls that will only work 2 days because of childcare, which I'm not gonna deny. And then one person can work 1 day, and I'll take any help at this point.
What did we say, how many jobs? 23?
27. And I mean, I'm from, usually I would like 6 to 8 full-time, and then part-time, I understand
You're
them,
making 2/3 of your jobs.
yeah.
Mike?
How long has this been out of compliance, pre-COVID?
I think it's always been,
Yes.
When?
always,
Always?
yes.
Okay,
We
always.
started in 2015.
So I think the chair is 100% correct. I think you overinflated your number of FTEs right away. And when I say FTEs, I mean full-time employment. Full-time employment really doesn't account for 19 part-time people. So, as I know it, they stopped the COVID 600 pay on September 30th? No, I mean,
July 31st.
July, right, August 1st. So you're still having a problem, there's nobody that wants to work? They're
There-
all living high on all the money that they saved?
Apparently, everyone's gonna get back pay with the extra 300 a week, is what I'm being told.
Yeah, well, that's up to Albany yet, right?
And New York State did vote and accepted that, correct?
I'm not doubting that you're out there looking for people. I just think that this board is gonna need assurance that you are looking for people. I find it hard to believe around here right now.
Me too.
I mean, don't get me wrong, it's like nobody wants to work all of a sudden.
But they can make more money sitting at home.
Yeah, but they're not making more money sitting at home right now. They're
And-
making,
Some
they're
of them are
making,
paying jobs.
let's put it this way, people are not making more money right now, sitting at home. There is no more money to be
Well,
made.
we couldn't foresee a COVID coming.
No.
And, you know, look,
But
I,
I would understand that if we weren't saying that this all happened on March 6th.
clearly,
It happened
you know,
pre-March.
in your other property, okay, we'll take it. How many job FTEs do you have there?
Full-time right now.
Yeah.
On paper, they were supposed to be about 6 to 8, but right now they're working overtime because there's a lack of
Okay, well,
people.
the FTEs figured by hours. I don't
Yeah.
care about physical bodies.
Yeah.
Tell me how many FTEs based on hours you have.
12.
And this is in your other facility?
Actually, I just wanted to, if you don't mind, the owner that made these numbers is,
He's not partners with me anymore?
yeah,
Oh,
he
Okay,
lives
so you
in
own another
Batavia.
facility.
I'm sorry, sir?
You own another facility.
Yes.
He was a site.
How many
owner.
FTEs do you have in that one?
Over there, we have about 9.
9.
Over there also, nobody wants to work, sir. It's all the way to Tonawanda. Actually, borders are closed for the Canada.
I'm just trying to get a.
No, I understand, sir.
And it's
He
all in line.
misjudged
You know
the
what-
mark.
what tends
Yeah,
to
he
happen?
misjudged.
And I wouldn't accuse you or anyone else, but they come in here, and my good friend Rick would tell you, we had in our UTEP and our matrix, you would get X amount of points for X amount of jobs.
Right.
And people tend to overstate the amount of jobs that they could have. So who knew COVID was gonna happen?
Yeah.
If it's 1 or 2 jobs at the end of the day, hey, but when it starts to become maybe the hospitality business, and I know you put a lot of time in, maybe it doesn't require 24 jobs. I don't know, but I do know
Not full
that
time.
there's a little bit of an issue here, so. Orlando?
No, I think Mike just answered my question, but my biggest question was just in regard to, since it's been out of compliance for 8 years, I mean, it seems like it's not going to change. So,
Dr. D?
Well, I think you're spot on about overestimating, because you gave us a range in 2002 of 6 to 8 full-time and 10 to 20 part-time, and you're actually sitting at the end of the other end of the scale, where you have, if you had gone with your lower range, you would have had 16, and you have 18 now, so clearly way over projected
It's
at the
actually
beginning
12.
of this project.
What do you do about that?
12 right now.
How long is the pilot? 10 years or 15?
Goes to 2026, so it was a 10-year pilot.
10-year pilot.
Danny?
I think, I agree, I think they overinflated the numbers. I would just support the chair by getting, showing him how you try to reach out, and try to find employment. But I do sympathize with you with the workforce in this county. We do struggle ourselves.
Council, what are our options here?
Well, again, this is discretionary. I mean, getting that information, what you want to do is paper your file about the discussions, about the follow-up paperwork. I mean, if, you know, I have seen in other situations where you amend the documents, excuse me, to start the numbers or change the numbers. Again, there's some issues there. That might be something you want to.
I think that bears a lot of discussing at this point. And given the fact that you've never met it, you know, it's not, you know, no one's looking to throw a rock at you and hit you, but you've never met it. And there's no one here sees you needing it, so maybe that may be the best course of action, but that requires a lot of discussion on our end. So anything else you'd like to tell us?
No, I can send it to Rose, all the information, all the unemployment that I fill out. Because that's, yeah, a lot of them.
Anything pertinent about
Yep.
your hiring practices, what you're trying to do to get business to come in?
Yep.
Not business to come in, I'm sorry,
People,
employees to
yeah,
come in.
yeah.
And we will try to expedite a decision and we'll get back to you. Anything else?
I
Joe,
appreciate
Joe?
The only thing I would say is I think, Mr. Chairman, the board will recall that one of the reasons we took the path of sending out these letters was to show the public, our business partners, and our projects that the idea is to get things right. So for instance, this conversation leads to a discussion of whether this is an aberration related to COVID. Is it a matter of exercising discretion on a particular point in time in terms of penalties, et cetera? Or what is the real nature of the beast here, and does that require some kind of larger solution? And I would just say that this is exactly the purpose of doing this, and I think it's another
We
step
want to get it
forward.
right. We were
Yeah,
looking to get it right.
It's another step forward in our partnership with the projects to get things right.
We're definitely looking to get it right. So we'll get back to you as soon as we can, okay? And
Thank you.
thank you so much for coming in.
Yeah, thank you.
I
I
appreciate
it.
your candor.
Thank
It's
you.
important to the process.
Yeah.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. I'll
Thank
be
you
in
all.
The greenhouse and Audrey's farm. Yes, sir.
In my purse.
Hello, everyone.
Good morning, how are you? Your name, sir?
I'm well. Can I take my mask off while I sit?
Hey, you're not bothering me. The guy from Hudson Valley One will write you a nasty letter and send me one day.
My name is Doug Posey. I'm the owner and operator at the Greenhouses Hotel. We're a non-flag lodging and event space, southern Ulster, town of Shawangum. I can empathize with the group that sat here before me in terms of employment and what it takes in the hospitality space. We are woefully short of our projected FTEs. We're at about 50%. We are a newer project. We're, I think, 3 years into a 15-year IDA. And this discussion really is about 2019. In 2020, you're going to see a drastic drop off. We've been closed most of this year. Most of our business is event-based, so the lodging stays on site along with a business conference, a wedding, you know, we've had food conferences, other things like this. But so I'd like to talk about 2021 and 2022 as we talk about how to resolve the FTE shortage. But first, by way of explanation, our response to hiring in Ulster County in the hospitality space is with pay and a quality work environment. So what you'll see is that we have 8 rough numbers for the discussion, 8 FTE where we projected 16, but you'll see where we promised to